How are you seeing this race? Are we disappointed there's only 6 runners in it? I mean, obviously, high caliber set of runners.
Well, it's disappointing because Treasure of the Moment was meant to be here. And obviously she's had that minor setback, which was not ideal. Sounds like she's all right. But, I would have loved to have seen her here and roll my 520 over onto her, but she's not. Via Sistina, they sort of plan A is back in play, I guess, for her. They were going to run her in the 7 stakes next weekend and split those two, but I think it's still quality. Like I think there's 5 horses that you wouldn't fall off your chair if they won it. Mark Twain, the outlier.
Yes, I thought it was
he's sort of a Melbourne Cup horse resuming off an injury layoff, but I'm going to side with the Queenslander, Antino. There's just no speed in this. And I know his best wins have been when he's got back and made looping runs. But you go back to his winter a couple of years ago. He won the Wayne Wilson up in Queensland over the mile, went forward from a wide draw and produced a really good rating that day. He beat Via Sistina in this race, second up last year. I know Mr. Brightside won that, but I thought he had the race shape against first up and hit the line as well as anything in the Memsey Stakes. Second up, he's got a good record. He won the Hollandale second up in the sort of the late autumn, early winter. He's one that I just think can go forward. Doesn't have to lead. I'd suspect Mr. Brightside leads, but I think he can sit outside him. So. And he might just sort of get the hop on Via Sistina and Aliana, who are both coming from Sydney, both coming off heavy tracks. But like I said, I think any of the 5 could probably win. But if I'm going to have a bet, Antino's where I'm siding.
It's been a good race to play the top of the market in recent years. So the last 5 years, the winner has started $4 or less. Narrows this race down a little bit. Isn't it? Aliana was ultra impressive on that first up run. Are you sticking with her? $5? It does seem like there's a big gap in the market there. How do you kind of see it?
I think it's fair enough. I think Via Sistina will win. If Aliana was going to get her, she was going to get her first up. Via Sistina, that was potentially when Via Sistina was going to be vulnerable. I thought Aliana would land in front of her first up, so she lost her advantage when she was slow to begin and she ended up behind her. I think Chris had Aliana really wound up for that first up tilt. So I think if Via Sistina was going to get beaten by Aliana, it was first up.
Okay.
There's no scenario here that I can see Aliana landing in front of Via Sistina, given the fact that Via Sistina draws 1 and she began better than her first up. Via's first up run, the rating that she produced is the best first up rating she's produced in Australia. So that suggests to me that she's in for a very good campaign. Mile suits second up. Yes, she was well beaten in this race last year, but that wasn't a heavy deck. It was a forgive run. Mr. Brightside, that's the worst first up performance ratings-wise that he has produced since February of 23. So he's an 8-year-old now. So I think he's on a downward spiral. Antino bounced hard, second up last preparation, but that was 1,800 metres on a heavy deck. So I think this is a different scenario. I don't think he can win. I like Via Sistina. I think she'll win and she'll justify that odds-on quote.
I thought he was going to get the end there and tip Mark Twain. Yeah. I thought, look, here we go. Yeah, it does look a bit bomb-proof with Via. I thought you'd be leaning towards Aliana, or you just...
I think, like, when I watched that replay, like, I think Aliana was really good, through the line. But I think if they even went another 200 metres...
Aliana was there to beat her.
Yeah, I think Via was holding her off still, though, and, was holding her at bay the whole way up the straight, so...
and I think that's why Chris Waller was wary of that track first up, because he had Via Sistina underdone.
Yeah.
And she was just still too good and beat them. And, I think that James will be aware of the low draw, so he'll get her into clear galloping room. He'll be aware of where Aliana is, and, I think that she should win.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.